Yes, namaskar. Namaskar, everybody. Thank you all for joining for this Raga Parichay session. We are all meeting after a big gap now. I think about a month's gap. I think we took a break because of Diwali. We couldn't really make a program that particular day. It just happened to be on the Saturday. So here we are. We continue our series of the so-called light rags. We started off with Kafi, we looked at Khamaj, and now we move on to Pahadi. And I already see some activity here, and most of the regulars seem to be joined already. Hi Ashwin, hi Kalpana as always. Yashasvi, good to see you here. And Suresh Gore has said, still remember listening to BBC FM stereo radio live broadcast. Hariji and Shiv Kumar Sharma. Yes, I think Pahadi has been their favorite, Hariji's and Shivji's favorite. We are going to look at that from close quarters. So let us move on to Pahadi. And as the name suggests, it is Pahadi, it is of the mountains. And I think Pahadi is the ultimate in the folk tune of India, folk tunes of India. And no wonder then it, like Suresh says here, the Santur, which is from the north up there, finds very big, Santur finds Pahadi very, very amenable, and so does the flute. And they have, as music composers, they have used Pahadi a lot. So we're going to visit that also. And so let us start looking at Pahadi from close quarters. So it's more than a rag, it's more of a melody. It's more of a mother melody, and again, it is a part of the light bracket, and so it is also very malleable. You see the advantage with all these rags, the Kafi, Khamaj, and Pahadi, and Pilu, and all these rags is that they are very malleable. You can mold them the way you want, and so they are very amenable to folk tunes. They are very amenable to the semi-classical forms, the Thumri, Dadra, etc. Pahadi particularly is still more flexible, and all of these rags also have this possibility of having their Mishra versions. That means you can go on mixing additional notes move on, move through different rags and come back to the original rag and like that. So Pahadi is definitely one of them. Now, let's first look at the structure of Pahadi and then go to see, what Pahadi offers. Pahadi has so much to offer. So Pahadi actually is Bhoop in disguise. And when we looked at Bhoop, we talked about the different variants of Bhoop, with different versions of or different similar combinations, Bhoop and Deskar and Shuddha Kalyan. Now, Pahadi is Bhoop in a different manner. It shares the same set of notes, but it happens in a very different fashion. So let's just see what I mean here.
Connected to.
We all know that Bhoop is Sa, Re, Ga, Pa, and Dha, Sa. So if you remember Bhoop, This is Bhoop, and Bhoop is characterized by very long means, smooth curves. So what happens is Pahadi is Bhoop with the Sa transposed from Shat to Madhyam. So if I change my Sa, so I've just changed my Kanpura to Madhyam. Now my Kanpura is tuned to Samula, and I imagine the Madhyam to be the Sa. Now if I play Boom with this as the Sa, then we start getting towards Pahadi. This will be Bhoop from Madhyam as the Sa. But then there is a big difference between this and Pahadi. I said this is only taking you towards Pahadi. What happens in Pahadi is you lose all those uh, smooth means, you lose all those short, small, long notes, and you start losing all the seriousness of Bhoop, and you start giving it light touches, and then it starts converting into Pahadi. This is Pahadi. So this becomes my Sa now. So my Ma becomes the Sa. So Sa, Sa Re Ga Pa Ga Re Sa, the Sa is Bhoop. And then there are some very typical movements, and which actually come from the mountains. They all imitate. This movement up and down is very typical of mountains. This is Pahadi. Now, two things start happening beyond this point. One, of course, is since the Sa is moved to the Madhyam now, you have more range available on the lower part of the Sa for any singer also. So this rag you will typically find it doesn't go much beyond, it doesn't go much higher. It has a tendency to go lower. So this is Pahadi very broadly, and then you start, adding the notes. So instead of just the sa re ga pa dasa, now we add the madhyam into it, which is sa re ga ma ga ma ga ma ga re ga re sa. This is Nishad. This is Pahadi in a nutshell. And so, Pahadi probably is the most used by the Bollywood Hindi film industry. And if you go back again to the 60s and the 70s, the Himalayan valleys used to be a big backdrop for most of the quite a lot of Hindi movies. And what else, to accompany those visuals than the Pahadi? And so you find a whole lot of songs based on Pahadi, on different parts of Pahadi. And, you know, uh, almost every composer, every music director has used Pahadi somewhere or the other, and it's almost like a universal melody for Bollywood for those years. I think the Himalayan backdrop started vanishing, probably even Pahadi started vanishing from the Bollywood scene. So what we are going to do now is, instead of listening to these songs, what I am going to do now is I'm going to try and play these songs one after the other. And each song, you can actually see the melodies connecting. I hope you will recall all the songs one by one as I play them, and you can actually go on moving from one song to another. You can see the melody gliding one song to another song. So let us begin our journey. We can call it the Bollywood Pahadi journey. So I hope the tanpura is not too loud. So So this is I began with this composition because this absolutely purely uses the boot notes only, nothing else. This was Chaudavi Ka Char. Then we move on. So you got an added note here. So you go on sort of adding notes at will, but keeping the whole Pahadi demeanor as it is, And we move on to Adi Burman. I think there was a movie Aapki Kasam where he used Pahadi very freely. So this was Karavate Badanti Rahe. And then another song. Another Pahadi. And we started off mentioning Shivji and Hariji. So they composed music for Bollywood under the name Shiva Hari. And Silsila was one of their major projects. And Silsila was full of Pahadi, absolutely full of Pahadi. The theme, continuously the theme was Pahadi. And so it starts with absolute Pahadi. I missed one song, which again, it's very similar. This is Shivji Hariji back again. There was another song in Silsila. Now, does this remind you of something else? Beautiful compositions, one after the other. They just melt into each other. And this reminds me of another beautiful from S.D. Burman. Absolute Pahadi. It ends into such a Pahadi note. I think it's an endless list of songs, So I don't think I can go on for another hour just with these songs. It's indeed very very. It's wonderful to see how each melody just flows into another. So I think we have a good glimpse of Pahadi so far. We've seen the uh, we've seen the technical side of Pahadi, meaning where it comes from. It's just transposed boop. I think it will be wrong to say that Pahadi is, in all probability, boop came out of Pahadi, because I mean Pahadi has had to be earlier than boop. So we took a look at the actual composition of Pahadi, and then we saw, but the real flavor of Pahadi is in the way it is actually used in compositions, and I think that's true with all the light rags. It goes way beyond just the grammar of the rag. So we have to forget the grammar of the rag and really soak in the flavor of the rag. So that's it. I do not know whether we will have a lot of questions on this, but let's still go through the comments and the questions now. Yes, we started off with Suresh Gore's comment of Shivari, and we saw Shivari's magic in Silsila. Silsila was full of Pahadi. In fact, the first album of Shivji Hariji and Brijbhushan Kabra, known as The Call of the Valley, it had a wonderful, wonderful Pahadi piece in it. And Yashasvi, thanks for joining. Renuka Das, Bharas Wadkar, very nice flute. Yeah, thank you. Uh, welcome, Mohanji. Welcome, Seema. Yeah, Vidod is just mentioning the songs as I went playing them. There could be some of you who don't belong to that era, so probably you missed out on the songs then. Yeah, Ashwin, it was इशारों इशारों में करवटें बदलते रहे. Pahadi was Khayyam's favorite. I think Pahadi was everybody's favorite. And OP Nair has used Pahadi extensively. Khayyam, S.D. Burman, R.D. probably was more in love with Khamas than Pahadi. But Roshan was, more of a classical guy. He was more in love with Yaman than anything else. I think each composer had his favorite, and you can see that in the compositions. Yes, but Khayyam's Kabhi Kabhi. So both many of these songs, they I have seen they listed under Rag Bhoop, and I find it a bit. I find it a bit intriguing. It's not. It cannot be Bhoop really. It may be just the notes of Bhoop, but the way they are played, they're definitely distinctively Pahadi. Bhoop has to have its seriousness, its flavor. Pahadi is it has the same notes, but it appears very different. So I think some of the songs which are wrongly classified under Bhoop, I would rather put them in Pahadi. Yes, then Vitthal Kulkarni, Lagaja Gale, yes. Yeah, Lagaja Gale is one of my favorites too. It's quite difficult to render on the flute. Yeah, Vinay, welcome join here. Yashasvi, various shades of Pahadi. Pahadi, I mean, all these rags, they exist in shades. They don't have one solid sort of a root. So they exist in shades. So you have to actually acquaint yourself with various shades of all these rags. What about Kora Kagaz? I think I played that. Kora Kagaz Tha Ye Mana Mera. I played that song. There are some tunes in Western music that correspond to Pahadi. Yes, Ashwin, I know your passion. Correspond to Pahadi is the right terminology. I think they can't. But I think I don't know. I saw a video of Salamat Ali Khan recently, and he has explained that he talks about Pahadi, and he has actually shown that all the mountain music ultimately starts sounding similar, but I think it's probably has to do with its being pentatonic. It has five notes only. So I think that adds to the similarities. And there, Salamat Ali has very nicely shown if somebody was to sing Pahadi in the Western manner, how would it sound. So Shankar Jayakisan also used, yes, Pahadi. So practically everybody has used Pahadi. Yes, so I think it's most of the interaction seems to be on the lines of songs contributing to Pahadi. But I think that is the way it should be. I don't really see many technical questions coming on Pahadi. But so, does anyone have any specific questions on Pahadi? Pahadi Boop connection, the various notes used in Pahadi. Pahadi very freely, when you get into playing Pahadi, it starts using it. It firstly adds the Madhyam, then the Gandha, then the Nishad, Shuddha Nishad. So it has the entire scale. Then Sarigama Padani. The Kabhi Kabhi song used the Tivra Madhyam. So it would sound more like Shuddha Kalyan in that case, if you can, pardon me. Shuddha Kalyan from Madhyam is what Kabhi Kabhi is. And then you will find, you can glide into other rags, get into Shivranjani, get back to Pahadi, get into any other rag and get back to Pahadi. That is what actually happens in a performance. Yes. So, if no more questions, I think let's listen to some Pahadi then. I think uh, I have picked up a couple of pieces. One, as I said, I picked up Salamat Ali's piece, but then it's not the piece I was talking about. What we are going to hear is a Thumri, but we will not get into the actual the Thumri part. We will just listen more to the opening alap and the way he uh, how should I say? He actually, weaves the Pahadi around words very beautifully. So let's just listen to that. So we are beginning with Pahadi by Salamat Ali. Just let me know quickly if the volume is fine. If it is too loud. Look at the very micro level designs around every note very closely. This is very typical of all the uh, light compositions. The alankaran is very fine, and look at the way he freely uses all the other swar also. मन में रखूं तो मोरा मन जले और कहूँ तो जब जाए
कि जैसे गूंगे को सपनों भयो सपनों भयो जो समझी समझी पछताए जुल्मी सैया से पीती करी करी रे
So we will stop here. The way the words are woven into the melody is wonderful, and the micro nuances is fantastic again. So Thumri is, there is a word for it in the musical parlances. इसको बाज बोलते हैं. So it's the baaz of the Thumri. It's the demeanor. It's the manner which is very very critical to present a Thumri, and you need to have that mizaj. You need to have that personality. You need to have that flamboyance. To do things in that manner. And that probably, takes us to the question I see from Suresh Gore. Very few vocal greats have sung Pahadi. Why is it mainly favorite of instrumental musicians? So you will see, Patiala, the Bade Ghulam Ali Khan side. So this is from that region, from Punjab, from the hills, and so you see a lot of movement in the voice is required for rendering Thumris, and you see a lot of that coming down from there, the Patiala style coming down, and you see currently people in that line singing Thumris. But you are right, not many other greats have sung Thumris, and that's the reason I picked up a Pahadi Thumri sung by Kishori Amankar ji. So I found one, and let's listen to Kishori Tai singing Pahadi Thumri. It's a very, very old recording. You see, the treatment is very different. Yes, so that was a completely different expression of the Pahadi Thumri. So this was the overall landscape of Pahadi, and I don't think many songs in Bollywood are made to Pahadi nowadays. So I think let's look at some more questions here. We just spoke about Suresh Gore's question. Seema Gaur says, yeah, Lagjagali is my favorite. So wouldn't it be correct to say that the Madhyam used as Shadja and used Chalan of Bhop? No, it's not that simplistic really. It is the Swara of Bhop. It is not the Chalan of Bhop. And because the Chalana Bhoop would call you for long means and the Sadha mean and a very slow tempo and different demeanor, a very serious approach. Whereas Pahadi actually goes very opposite. It goes very, bubbly and it's only the notes of Bhoop sung from Shadj. Many times, you find instrumentalists, you know, whoop going into faster paces. There is a danger that it will start sounding like Pahadi, and that happens with many instrumentalists. And like Suresh said, it is definitely favorite of instrumentalists because it gives you a lot of freedom to go around. But then there is this danger, you should not let the bhoop become Pahadi. So that's about Kishorita is Theka is Kerwa. The Chalan of Bhupali from Madhyam leads us to Pahadi. No, the Chalan not of Bhupali, again, as I just explained, it is not the Chalan of Bhup. The Chalan of Bhup is very different. Pahadi moves in different ornamentations, as I showed in the beginning. And particularly for these rags, it's almost impossible to capture their chalan and put it into notation. You have to. It's more of a cultural thing. You have to absorb it. So that's it. Then I think we seem to be coming to the end of any more questions. So that brings us to the end of our session today of Pahadi, right in time, at 7:45. So what next? So we've done this today happens to be the 29th rag, including the two we did right in the beginning, which were not live. So this is the 27th live rag. And the first 25, 26, we have taken the proper rags and understood their chalan and, those details. And very seriously, I mean, when we looked at Purya Dhanashri, we talked about Purvi a lot. And we have to, in all those sessions, we kept on saying that, okay, this rag we have to revisit again. So either the rag visit again or many rags which were mentioned in that rag, we have to have an independent session on those rags. But I think the other program, the Sunte Raho, is taking a lot of my mind share. And so I have, what we are planning to do is this. We will have one more live session of Raga Parichay, and that will be Bhairavi. And mostly what we will plan is Yashasvi, who accompanies me in the Sunteroho program. Yashasvi and I will actually, we will make into a concert. So I'll just explain Bhairavi for a short time, and then we will actually make a concert for about 1.5 hours of Bhairavi. That will be our last live session. But I am going to keep on recording, shorter videos, about 15 minutes each, on all those rags which we've been talking about and all those which we have not covered. And I plan to, bring out one every week, and we will fix up. Janak will work out a schedule for putting them online. But so we actually are going to have more of Raga Parichay, but not in a live session. And the main reason we decided to do this is now we have another platform for asking questions, and that is the RagaSphere website. If you go to www.ragasphere.com, then we have a very active forum there. So you can watch the video of the Raga Parichay, and any questions can come onto the forum. And of course, we will all of us together will try and answer all the questions ourselves. So that is the plan. So we will have probably on the 12th, because the next Saturday will be the Sunteraho session. I have still to decide on a topic for Sunteraho. I'll send out a mail tomorrow to all the participants about the topic. And on the 12th, mostly we will have the Bhairavi session of Raga Parichay. So that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you so much. I still see some comments. Uh, Vinay is saying, I heard significant Shuddha Nishad in Kishorita is Pahadi. Yes, Pahadi very freely uses everything. Shuddha Nishad, of course, Tivra Madhyam, Shuddha Nishad, all possible notes. In fact, it moves all over. Yes, so Janak has already put up the link for the forum. And that's it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. And